All right, guys, so this is lesson 9.2. It's day 2, so it's just more practice with multiplying polynomials. So for the warm-up, you should already have that completed. If not, please pause the video and complete your warm-up right now. All right, for number 1, we're just going to distribute this 5x to everything inside the parentheses. So I'm going to have 5x times 2x, and 5x times 10x would be 10x squared, and then 5x times 1 would just be plus 5x. We can't combine any like terms, and it's written in the correct order, so then that is our final answer. All right, for this one, I have one term on the outside and then all of these terms on the inside. I'm just going to distribute to everything on the inside. So I have negative 4a to the 5th times negative 4a to the 3rd. So let's do our coefficient. Negative 4 times negative 4 is going to be a positive 16, and a to the 5th times a to the 3rd is going to be a to the 8th. Okay, so negative 4a to the 5th times 2a squared. Negative 4 times a positive 2 is going to be a negative 8. A to the 5th times a squared is going to be a to the 7th. Okay, and I have negative 4a times a negative 7a. Negative 4 times negative 7 is going to be a positive 28. A to the 5th times a is a to the 6th. Okay, and then negative 4a to the 5th times 8. Negative 4 times 8 is going to be negative 32, and then I just have my a to the 5th. I look and I see there's nothing that I can combine, and I'm written in the standard form with the highest degree first all the way through, so that's my final answer. Okay, today's learning goal is I can multiply polynomials. All right, so we're just doing practice today. Everything was taught to you yesterday. Today is just practice. All right, so here, let's try the box method. All right, I'll go ahead and make my box. I have 2 terms by 2 terms. So I need 2 columns and 2 rows. And then I have x minus 1. So I write the first term, and then I write the second term. And then I have x plus 9, my first term, and my second term. And then I'm just going to multiply what goes in the box. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 1 is negative x. X times 9 is 9x. And 9 times negative 1 is negative 9. Okay, and then I'm going to look to see what I can combine. Well, I have a negative x and a positive 9x. 9x minus x is going to be 8x. Okay, my x squared should come before that, so I'm going to do x squared plus 8x and then bring down my minus 9, and then that is my final answer. X squared plus 8x minus 9. All right, here's some more practice, and maybe you want to pause the video and try these on your own and then come back and hit play and just check your answers. Just kind of fast forward through and check your answers. But if you're struggling at all, you can watch this to figure out how to do it. So on this first one, I'm just going to do the distributive method. Okay, so I'm going to take z squared times 4x to the 4th. Well, I can't really do anything with any of that, can I? So I'm just going to write them all down. So I'm going to have 4 times x to the 4th times z squared. And I'm going to write them in the correct order, alphabetical order. Okay. Then I have z squared times z to the 3rd, so it'll be plus z to the 5th. Then I have z squared times a negative 11z squared. That's going to be negative 11z to the 4th. And then I'm going to have a z squared times a negative 6. So negative 6z squared. I check to see, is there anything that I can combine? And there's not. I check to see if it's in the correct order. This is the 6th degree, 5th degree, 4th degree, 2nd degree, so it is written in standard form. So that would be our final answer. Okay. For number 2, I'm going to do double distributive. Okay. So I'm going to do x times x, which gives me x squared. X times negative 3 gives me negative 3x. Okay. Then I'm going to do my 2 times x, so plus 2x. And then 2 times a negative 3 is going to be a negative 6. I look and I see that I can combine those. So my final answer would be x squared. Negative 3x plus 2x is negative x, and then minus 6. X squared minus x minus 6 would be my final answer. Okay. You guys tend to like box method. I'm going to go ahead and do this one in box method. Okay, I have 2 terms by 2 terms, so 2 rows, 2 columns, and I have 3k minus 1 and 4k plus 9. Oh, and I don't need the plus. Plus 9. Okay, and then I'm just going to do this math. Okay, 3k times 4k, well, 3 times 4 is 12, and k times k is k squared. Negative 1 times 4k would be negative 4k. 3k times 9, 3 times 9 is 27, and then the k, and 9 times negative 1 is negative 9. I'll look to see what I can combine. I can combine those. We go ahead and write this in my standard form. So 12k squared, 27k minus 4k would be plus 23k, and then minus 9. It's written in standard form. There's nothing less that I can combine. That's our final answer. Okay. This one here, you could do the distributive method, distribute every term into the following set of parentheses. I'm going to do box method though, so you can see how we do box method when we have more than just 2 by 2. This would be a 3 by 2. So I'm going to need 3 rows and then, or I'm sorry, 3 columns and 2 rows. Okay, so I'm going to put my y squared, my 8y, and my minus, and then my 4y and my negative 3. So I do it the exact same way, except for this one has 3 terms, so I need to have 3 rows. You also could have turned it the other way and had 3, I'm sorry, I keep saying rows, 3 columns. You could have also had 3 rows and 2 columns. Okay, it doesn't matter which way you want to do it. Okay, so 4y times y squared, well, it's going to be 4, and then y times y squared is y cubed. And then 4y times 8y, 4 times 8 is 32, y times y is y squared. 4y times negative 6, well, negative 6 times 4 is negative 24, and then just a y. Y squared times negative 3 is negative 3y squared. Negative 3 times 8y, negative 24y. And negative 3 times negative 6 is a positive 18. Then I'm going to look to see what can I combine. Here I have a y squared, and here I have a y squared. Okay. Here I have just a y, and here I have just a y. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go straight to writing these out. Okay. These ones in green are to the second degree. These are to the first degree. This one's to the third degree. So I know I'm going to write this one first, my green combination second, my blue combination third, and then my 18 last. Okay, so I'm taking a moment to look to see how I'm going to organize it. So I'm going to have 4y to the third, then I have 32y squared minus 3y, so it's going to be negative 29y squared. I have negative 24y minus 24y would be negative 48y, and then my plus 18 at the end. Just double check. Third degree, second degree, first degree, constant. It's written in the correct order. So that's done. All right. So here they want a polynomial that represents the area of only the shaded region. Okay. So only this blue on the outside. Okay. Well, and then so we have this cutout here. All right. So again, we need to know that area equals length times width. So let's figure out the area of the entire thing, okay? Area of all of it, okay? Of the entire rectangle. Okay, let's do that first. Area of the entire rectangle. Well, that's just length times width, so area equals 10 times 8. That was pretty easy. Area equals 80. Okay, then for number 2, let's find the area of the smaller rectangle. Okay. So area is length times width. My length is 2x, my width is 3x, so I have area equals 3x. I don't know why I put that in parentheses. Let me start over. Area equals 3x times 2x. Well, area equals 3 times 2 is 6, x times x is x squared. Okay, but they only want the shaded region. So we know that everything in blue is 80, and the stuff in white is 6x squared. So step 3 is going to take the larger area and subtract smaller area, right? We take all of it and we subtract out this white, then we're left with just the blue. Okay, so I'm going to have 80 minus 6x squared. Okay, and that would be the area of our larger, of only the blue. It's the area of only the blue shaded region. Now we could write this in standard form by rearranging it and do negative 6x squared plus 80, and that would be the most correct way to write that. Okay, write it in standard form. Okay, so the area of only the blue shaded region would be negative 6x squared plus 80. Okay, so you had your half sheet from last night, and then you have your 9.2 book work from tonight. So make sure you have both of those ready on Monday.